Hello, hello, speed gaming fans. How is it going? I am Left Jebster, joined in here in the booth by Urza MTG. We have the grand finals of Timespinner Randomizer. We are going to have an amazing race today, maybe two races. This is a kind of a rematch here. WindFaeMaiden was sent to the second chance bracket by Tonberry James, so if WindFaeMaiden wins this next match, we are going to need a tiebreaker, which will immediately follow. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm here joined by Urza MTG. How's it going, Urza?
It's going all right. Thanks for having me here, Wef. This is really exciting. I know exactly how these players feel right now.
Yeah, you were in the finals last year at this very tournament. So how give me some of what's probably going through their minds here.
So last year I was in James's position where I was coming in, no losses. I had a little bit of a buffer. It's like, okay, I can use this first match to kind of get back into it because James hasn't had a match for a month.
That's true.
He's got to, hopefully he's been keeping himself warmed up, keeping himself in the know about how things are going on. Meanwhile, WindFae had her last match 2 days ago. So she is very, very warmed up, hopefully. And so James is hoping that he's going to be in a good spot and just kind of hopefully get this first win out of the way. But he's still got that buffer. He can still use this as a warm-up if he needs to.
Right, yeah, James had to basically wait for half of the second chance bracket to shake out. Once he sent WindFae down there, there were a lot of matches still to go in the tournament. And in the whole meantime, James has just been kind of sitting there waiting to see who he's going to race. And it turns out that it is the very WindFaeMaiden that he had already faced in the winner's bracket semifinals. So this is going to be a great race. I'm honestly, no rooting interest, hoping for a two-match. Whomever wins the second match is okay. I just want to see a doubleheader here.
Yeah, no, these matches are always great. So the more the better. No bias, just more time spinner, more better. And our timers are counting down. Both of them are synced directly into the match. So here we go.
Here we go. And they're already synced up, so we're looking for our opening strats here, our opening movement. We'll see what goes on. Gun minus. Oh, gosh.
Immediately
what a start.
Interesting.
Oh.
With Plasma minus, I didn't know you could stand far enough back to not hit the torch.
Yeah, if you're back far enough, you don't hit the torch, although WindFaeMaiden did a quick double tap and ended up with that dialogue box anyway. It may be faster to just go gung-ho anyway, but I don't know. Someone should time it. But here we go. Let's get these first couple checks out of the way and get an immediate divergence and make this a basically impossible race to commentate. How about that?
Yep. Blue orb minus. Immediate Oculus. So for those of you who have not been watching our tournament this entire time, the Oculus ring means they're going to be able to break open hidden walls immediately, which has been a contentious setting we've had this entire tournament. Also, it was regular, which means Eye-Orb will be regular. Meanwhile, that Aura Serpent was minus, meaning Empire will be minus.
Yeah, like, what else are you going to do here? Like, you've got... Oh, WindFae's taking a little poison. Probably won't be that big of a deal, but even that Plasma Geyser... Oh, and a Mysterious Warp Beacon. Where did that...
That was Inner Ancient Pyramid.
All right, So our runners are going to have access to the end boss gate with no further progression. However, they are going to need 5 pieces of the Time Spinner to actually open that gate. We get a quick map check from WindFae.
So we have a drained lake.
We do have a drained lake, so a whole bunch of stuff in the lake is accessible, especially with that Oculus ring. So both of our runners are opting to go right. It's just a little less of a hassle for now, and plus if you can get stuff over here on the right, that lets you full clear lake. You don't have to double dip it. You would much rather, in terms of proximity to teleports, you would much rather double dip the right side of this map than the left side of this map.
Yep. Speaking of that eye orb, there it is immediately.
Yep, immediately. Now, both of our runners are probably going to take advantage of that eye orb. WindFae, yeah. I was wondering if WindFae was going to wait a little bit to equip it, kind of minimize that menuing time, get as many checks as you can get. They might find something better than eye orb normal over here on the right side, and they'll have opened up the menu and equipped that for nothing. And it doesn't sound like much, but when you're in the grand finals, WindFae won her match to get into these grand finals by 4 seconds. So time can be tight. Any little bit can actually matter a great deal.
And there's our first gear of 3. And an early Galaxy Earrings. That's going to give them a little bit more damage over the course of this race.
That is true.
One of the changes we've made to with the randomizer is actually that WEF made to the randomizer was to make those Galaxy Earrings a little bit more valuable. We have them set to, instead of only giving you 1 extra orb experience per kill, giving you 14 extra orb experience per kill.
Yeah, for a total of 15. Is it or is it 10 total? I don't remember. Whatever. The point is, it's a lot.
Yep, and it'll stack up over time.
The fact is that in the randomizer, you don't kill as many things as you would if you were just like kind of playing a normal playthrough of Timespinner. So the Galaxy Earrings were kind of bad for as important of an item as they are. So an option to make them better just made the most sense.
Indeed. Over here, you can see Tonberry James implementing orb swapping to great effect to just really stack up hits. Synced up gas mask activation.
Yeah. And you'll see WindFae kind of opting to deboost here, knowing that these giantesses, they are resistant to both. They are resistant to their eye orb, and also their plasma is minus. So there's really not a great way to kill them. They take a bit. They're big HP sacks, and honestly, for the difficulty that it would take to kill them, their experience is not the experience they give is not commensurate with how big they are on your screen, in my opinion. So there is no map check by James. He does not know that this is flooded. Yeah, and then he sees the water and immediately backtracks.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. I was say, where is WindFae going?
Went and grabbed the save and is opting to actually... Oh, I see.
Because the save is flooded, she couldn't tap it.
Right, so going up and checking below the twins, because this is the high water level, which means she does not have access to that save point.
Ooh, that was Ifrit at Cantorin.
Ifrit at Cantorin, it's free.
It is. I think James is going to
go do it. This might take a while though. Like, oh, he's deciding. He's like, oh, never mind. That's a stupid idea. That's a lot of HP to burn through.
Yep, it would be a lot of experience, but a lot of time. And if it's nothing, then
oh, the water mask and the D card. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
WindFae not realizing that she has a warp shard.
Oh, where did she pick up a warp shard? I missed that.
Both of our runners picked up a warp shard right as they were picking up the gas mask.
Ah.
It's just these little things that you just have to constantly be paying attention to, and it's just in an environment like this, it is brutal.
Ooh, speaking of brutal, James came very close to death there from the dog.
Yeah, one more hit from the dog, he would have had to take a death there, and I don't know when he saved last, so that may have been very, very bad for him.
Yep. Oh, and WindFae immediately gets to do the basement loop because she found the water mask.
Yeah, that's the big change here. The lake doesn't have any water in it, but the basement loop does. This is going to be a big divergence. We're going to see what our runners find here. No fire for Tonberry James, so we'll maybe be double dipping this this area. We'll see.
And no vertical.
So, oh, we have a spell that can actually be used. Colossal Blade. I've seen WindFae is very, very good with Colossal Blade. I think I think James probably also has some of this tech. The Modern Warp Beacon is in the basement loop.
I think that was the Zarian entrance as opposed to Zarian, but I couldn't be sure.
Yeah, I think it was Zarian's entrance, but if it's regular Zarian, that could be spicy.
Yep. Oh,
and the Zeke card.
WindFae, did you forget? WindFae forgot she has the Oculus Ring.
Oh, you can break that wall. WindFae didn't do it.
James
my goodness.
Also forgot.
James also forgot. They got the Oculus Ring too early. They don't know what to do.
Oh my lord. Oh, he remembered. He remembered.
Oh, he remembered.
No, he
didn't.
Oh, he's going back over for
yeah, he's going back for Azure Queen. Needs to take a second. Okay. I think I saw James get an Empire Crown, so he's doing okay there, but still.
All right, so WindFae has confirmed that it was a Zarian Cave entrance. She's checked the skeleton. It was just a plasma crystal.
Okay. Well, let's see what's in the present. With the D card even. This is a big play. We'll see what's behind Azure Queen. That could be huge for Tonberry James as well. If Fire is coming up here or is behind, my gosh, Iron Normal. Where's the damage?
Iron Normal's not bad. It gives them a different damage type at least.
Yeah.
But also, if Tonberry James finds vertical, especially like the Sash, that might allow him to stay in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even so, like, it's not over. Depending on where that vertical progression is, like...
Yeah. Meanwhile, WindFae is dealing with an old friend, the Coyote Jump.
Yeah, this hasn't been really a problem in this randomizer. There's a gear behind Azure Queen. Wow.
That is good to know. That is a boss that's been faded a lot this tournament. Plasma Minus.
Plasma Minus. So that's not their first pink, so it doesn't really get them anything. WindFae does not remember the Oculus Ring.
They're gonna look at their maps later and realize, wait, how much have we skipped?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see if James passes up this breakable wall. He doesn't. Still.
So he only missed one.
Yep.
And that's wind regular.
Normal.
Totally normal. Definitely not plus.
Definitely not plus. And WindFae will be a little bit sad about that, but
she might switch to it regardless. WindFae, well known for really liking the Wind Orb.
James not getting that water mask is, I mean, at this point you make that call to not go grab it. It's rough to even think about it. All right, so we've got Twins at Boots, so we are going to be able to peek at what this Twins reward is.
Yep, I'm going to try to keep an eye on it. Radiant Plus.
Radiant is plus. That could be big. That is a big deal.
That is the damage.
It is a lot of damage. James may be able to one-cycle the Golden Idol with that. We also now know Blood is plus.
So both Dark and Light are plus.
All right, James. And it looks like that water mask below the Twins is the required progression. It looks like there's a trap behind the Twins fight. So
yeah,
not wanted.
James is going to go fight Ifrit.
To fight Ifrit at Cantor. And with that Radiant Orb, this is not going to be as bad as it could have been.
No, I think this will probably take him maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah, look at that. That's a lot of damage with that Empire Crown, too. Just so much damage, just pouring it on. There's not even 10 seconds. Just blasting through, and it's just a stand bottle.
So hopefully James's damage will help him. Oh, what? Oh, he remembered he has Oculus, so he's gonna go back and find all the hidden rooms that he skipped, thinking, oh, what's all these things that I skipped?
All right, so let's see what's here.
Meanwhile, WindFae, nothing to the sewers.
Ocean
Jin Inferno Plus.
Oh wow!
There's fire and the best spell in the game.
Not a problem. Damage is A-okay. That fire before heading to Lake Serene, the best damage in the game. Whew.
That was a crown in the equipment list. Evolution crown.
It cost 2,000. Midnight Cloak. You know, selling. She doesn't know that Empire Crown is for free in Lake Serene, but is also maybe doing like a whole bunch of stuff before going over to Lake Serene. James is heading into the pyramid for the one check he can get here. There's
a wheel
in the library. Holy cow.
So this is
and it's flooded.
So not even a check can get to. So now he's going to have to go to the Twins and
he
find
has
that
to
water
go to the place below the Twins now. What in the world is the beginning of this seed?
Colossal Hammer.
Not relevant. Jin Inferno Plus.
Like I said it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Umbra regular, okay.
Ooh, there's an Eternal Crown.
A slightly better crown.
Oh, there's our Crimson Vortex Plus. Probably not relevant. Maybe against something like Ilana. But maybe not.
Alright, so WindFae decides to come back here with the wheel to get a few more checks.
Yep.
Rather than going into the tower.
And also hasn't checked the starter checks yet either. And
True.
James gets that Water Mask and that D card. Cusses really loud.
Princess Stress is a pretty good upgrade for the body slot.
That is a big upgrade over the Midnight Cloak.
I think only the Eternal Coat has more damage than that.
I believe so. It's like Princess Dress and Lab Coat are tied. Or tied-ish.
Yep, I think WindFae is going to get these starter checks, then probably make her way back to the past to... Oh, hey.
Some Caves of Banishment. I don't know. I think we're going to have vertical underwater or behind the chest that's to the right of the Twins.
That may have given her access to the Caves of Banishment, actually, if that was the entrance to the Caves of Banishment.
Yeah, it depends on which one it is. It
was
Upper Caves. Yeah.
Upper Caves. So, a warp that she didn't have because she didn't go that lower route, so that will give her something.
And here goes Lake Serene. WindFae will be able to do the horseshoe route, not swimming to get these chests.
Nope. And we may see a check that WindFae skipped on her way through here, because James has at this point realized he has the Oculus Ring.
Yeah, this is big. This could be huge.
Yep, if this is something like the Spindle.
That's just a mind refresh. All right, WindFae. There's the Empire Crown, and WindFae does not.
Oh,
so
WindFae.
Both of our runners have just passed that up without grabbing it. We have no idea what's there, and I really hope it's a gear.
I really hope so, because this would have been a 15-minute seed.
Yeah.
Well, 20-minute seed, but still. Oh, and no, we're still missing our Spindle.
Yeah, we're still missing the Spindle. But, wow. And, yeah.
But by the other one...
That is another skip of... I mean, we know it's nothing, but WindFae just is not registering that she has Oculus.
James about to hit the waterfall, which has not been checked yet. We got ice regular. And a sand bottle.
Nothing there.
Nope. It's looking more and more like either these hidden walls or... Azure stole random drop from a rat, I think?
So either, I think it was a rat or the bat.
Very interesting. But yeah, so we're looking at probably either Vondergrass Towers. I think the eels haven't been checked yet, and then, we're looking at Barney's Towers otherwise. Yeah.
All right. Well, James is going back to get these underwater checks, which we don't know what they are. WindFae coming over here to
Azure Queen to pick up her second gear.
Yep. We have a max health up. Just think something has got to start paying off for James here. All right, Jin Inferno Plus doing pretty quick work on Voltarillis here. So WindFae's going to pick up that Radiant Plus. Burn these vines, get the gear. And head... Where are you heading? Alright, James has a Veletian Crown for free and a trap. Okay, so there's two more checks here that we haven't seen. Or no, just one more. We've opened that treasure chest, yeah. WindFae passing up this lake again. The B card is underwater. There we go. Okay, so James finally nabs something that is an advantage, and that is a big deal. That is a big deal. Opens up a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep, so when he goes to the present, he may continue on to Varnagras Towers that WindFae chose not to do because he'll be able to immediately go to the other side.
Yep.
Oh, and WindFae finding the sand bottle. She looked at... So WindFae recently opened her map, so it looks like she might have remembered, hey, these hidden rooms. So, here we go.
What's here? A trap. Okay. Still no vertical outside of the wheel, so...
James is checking the eels now.
Yep, we'll see what's here. Laser access.
Our first laser access.
Could be relevant.
Especially with that B card.
Yeah.
We have no vertical other than the time spinner wheel yet.
Well, the sash.
Never mind.
Gosh, there we go.
Yes,
now suddenly I would say James is in the lead. Never mind. WindFae is grabbing the Celestial Sash right now.
I was about to say, he has not done any of the stuff in the present yet.
Yeah, okay, he has no fire. Like, he hasn't burned any vines.
Yep, so I think WindFae still has a slight edge here, especially since they got that sash so close together.
Yeah, I think WindFae
needed still anyone's game. That. It is still anyone's game up until we know where that spindle is.
Yeah. Tonberry James going into Maw Caves. Nope. Getting the portal and going to the present. Okay.
Yep. There's a lot of checks here. He's got vertical. He's got... Doesn't have fire, but he's hoping to find fire here, and he will.
Yeah. And he will find it in the library. From the library. Okay. WindFae going to check waterfall, and we'll see what James gets here. There's also the check that is above the dog in Lake Serene.
Oh, true.
That is still going to be hanging out there. That could be interesting.
Yep, that could easily be a spindle or a laser access or a Kobo.
Yep.
All sorts of
a lot of things.
All sorts of fun, horrible things we are wishing upon our runners. WindFae going back for the bat ledge.
Yep. These are not checked yet, and they were nothing.
Nothing interesting. Now she's going to go back for this wall as well. Good.
And that's wind.
Now, is she going to switch to it?
Plus or not? All right, so B card incoming for WindFae, and oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. James is going to one cycle. Yeah, it's not even close.
The twins did not respawn.
Yeah, they didn't even have a chance to respawn, so that was way faster for James than it was for WindFae, so that's going to be a big advantage there.
The real question is, was he able to see the trap reward?
I mean, honestly, depending on what boss is there, I don't even think it's much of a time loss to check it.
Yep. James is going to have a slightly faster route through the sewers because he doesn't have to use the platforms.
Yep. And there's the Radiant Plus. I was mistaken. I thought it was behind. Also, James has had that Radiant Plus with those Galaxy Earrings for a while now.
Yep, so we're going to see just how much their damage differs at the end of this. And there's his fire. So yeah, we've got a little bit of time where we've got our runners doing the things the other runner has already done.
Yep, and there's that B card, and we'll see where WindFae goes after this. And James gets that wheel, so we are now at Timespinner piece parity. In fact, we are at tracker parity at this point. No, WindFae has a pretty worthless time-worn warp beacon, so...
Correct. There's the sun ring.
Okay.
Not helpful.
Not helpful at all. Okay. And we are going to have a tower run with WindFae having the Celestial Sash. Might as well. There's a ton of checks over here.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and switch us over to her audio.
Sounds good. WindFae going and grabbing Castle Loop. Breakable wall.
Yep. We have seen this over on James's side,
Yeah.
and yep, she just completely fades the mind refresh.
I'm just like picturing WindFae's internal monologue, just yelling about all the Oculus checks she passed up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that will be a fun topic when we talk with them in the post race.
All right, so now we're at tracker parity.
Yep. So both of our runners know they don't need to do the twins. But there is still the 2 checks here. Well, 1 check since the one on the ledge isn't helpful.
Right. And moving on up to Ilana's tower, they have pink, so there's nothing there. James opting to go to the pyramid first.
Interesting.
Did James go check the Sandman? I don't think James checked the Sandman
I don't think he did.
chest.
That would have been
It is
slow.
flooded, so it's really annoying. But we're going to get a regret chest.
Oh, here we go.
Elevator
key
card before regret. That's not nothing. Elevator key card with that D card and the C card. That finishes up Varney's tower, including the Siren Caves beneath it. So big find there. So 2 different.
And I think he's just gonna grab the elevator key card.
I don't think he cares about the Gilded Egg. He's just gonna grab this, finish up the pyramid.
Yeah,
Maybe
I like
not
it.
even. While you're here, you have to finish up the pyramid, I think.
Yeah, I think that is the reason why he chose not to use a warp shard, and I like this decision.
Yeah, absolutely. You grab that save because you don't want to have to do all of the backtracking that you've already done. You don't want to go up through past those pyramid enemies.
Yep. So far, nothing in the tower of interest for WindFae, unless I missed something. No,
Nothing in the tower of interest. So we have James has that elevator key card. Big deal. That's something that WindFae might fade, and that opens up a whole bunch of checks.
And nothing interesting in the shop.
And just a max aura up. Now this is where we get a warp shard. We'll see where James goes from here.
Looks like James is going
Maw
to go
Cave.
do Maw Caves. And there's our Kobo.
Okay, so
Kobo in Alana's tower. That's 3 checks in the library.
3 checks in the library. James is doing Maw Caves here. There's a ton of checks here. I don't know if it's flooded or not because of when we got that water mask, but
Ooh, James coming in with very low health.
Oh yeah, it got poisoned.
He's only 1 enemy away from the save point though, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, there you go, and he's safe. And max health up just in case.
Cantering at Alana is quote unquote French vanilla.
Yeah, sure, we'll call it.
Same attack patterns, just different person.
Different projectiles, yeah.
Checking the save scums in the Maw Caves. And
Empire
that's
minus.
Empire minus.
Nothing to keep there. All right, so far, elevator key card for James. Kobo, Pyro Ring Plus. That's an interesting find.
Now we know Fire is plus. Interesting.
Yeah. Elevator key card for James. Kobo for WindFae. Elevator key card definitely hides more. But still, I mean, either of them have the opportunity to hide progression that the other one doesn't have access to yet.
Correct.
Oh, there's another laser access and light wall plus. We basically have damage covered. We have full damage coverage at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're almost at best equipment too.
There's a laser access in Alana's tower. Okay.
So both of them have 2 things the other doesn't have now, in the form of a laser access and a minor amount of items.
Yeah, Forbidden Tome Plus is pretty good, but I don't know if there's going to be a reason at this point to change off of Radiant. WindFae is heading into Maw Caves, so we'll have that 3rd laser access.
Yep, and we'll see what she does with it, because she'll probably fade Varney's towers entirely and just go straight there if that's what ends up happening here.
Yeah, that'll be a big divergence possibility for sure. WindFae getting the check that's above the dog.
It's
bombardment. Normal.
Meanwhile, James, they got the gas mask pretty early, so they're able to do this.
Yep. James has not burned the vines yet, I don't believe. So he'll have to, if he wants to really reap the benefits, go back to Lake Serene, burn the vines. I think he's got that breakable wall check abandoned as well. So
Yep.
plenty to do there. Not dead time. So we'll see if that's where he goes. I mean, I don't know why you would kill them off. You don't plan on getting those checks.
Right.
Quick fight, though.
Yeah,
Quick,
Gin Inferno plus.
Yeah.
Very easy finishing off.
No reason to take the elevator here. The upper caves have been fully cleared.
And now he's going to go grab the dog spot.
Yep. All right. We can take a sec. We can take a second to breathe here, Urza.
Oh, what? What is breathing?
We already know what all of these are.
Indeed. All right, let's see where James is going to go next. Looks like it's
tower. No,
nope. He's going to go get Bat Ledge and
Bat
maybe
Ledge.
also Bombardiers while he's over here. Do some cleanup in the pass. I think it's probably popular mentality, and maybe you'll agree with me, to just clear out the past as soon as you can, so that you never have to go back there.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. And the main thing about never having to go back there means never having to look at your map very closely, right? If you know you've cleared the past, you don't even have to think about it. It doesn't even cross your mind.
Yep.
But then you have to take into consideration check density, as in everything else, right? You have some stuff here in Alana's Tower, a high density area. You have Pink Room that James hasn't checked. You have the chest that's to the right of the Twins fight that you haven't checked. So there's a lot of stuff in a couple of places for both of our runners.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, okay, no, James did remember to get that breakable wall in Upper Lake Serene.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to go back to the left side at all, I don't believe. So this might be the end of the past for James. And this is probably the end of the past for WindFae. They've been very thorough with their, as we've been calling them, the onesie twosies checks.
Yeah, starting with Oculus, if you remember that you have it, it's
you remember that
luxury
you have
in this tournament. WindFae kind of like begging here for a Shadow Seal, but
yeah, they have not found a good ring slot. Like the best thing they've found is Pyro, maybe.
Yeah, WindFae's been using Tailwind Ring.
Oh, that explains why she has no aura.
Yeah,
which means that she can't use her Gin Inferno here.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a big damage difference here. I know James Gin Inferno'd the heck out of Sandman, and this took no time at all. So that's another time save that I think James has over WindFae in the boss fights here.
Yep.
All right, and again, not really needing to take the elevator.
I think this is going to bring WindFae to the present to do the Fire and Maw spots, because I think she's done everything now in the past that's worth doing.
I also think that is the case. So yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, and you know what? Another time save here with James not having to worry about the shop buying that princess dress or the Veletian crown and the midnight cloak, not having to sell things. So just like little itty bits of time that James is sort of saving, that the routing has kind of played in his favor here. So that'll be something interesting. If it ends up being close, stuff like these boss fights, one cycling the golden idol, not having to worry about shopping, these little things could make a huge difference when the runner's skill level is so close.
Yeah, and at this point, James is only behind by the amount of time it will take him to finish the upper towers here.
Yeah, nothing there. James will be clearing out Alana's tower, going and getting struggle juggle chests. Nothing really here behind fire.
Did either of them go back for that high up chest in Upper Lake Serene?
Yeah, WindFae did.
Okay.
It was nothing.
I was about to say.
Obviously, it was nothing.
Must have been nothing.
Yeah,
James...
nothing behind fire here. So if James continues to fade that, then it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah. He may do that on his way out of the past here, is just go ahead and get those vines burned.
Yep. All right. WindFae heading into the library. Again, James found that elevator keycard in the Ancient Pyramid. So, doing a Kobo check here.
Yeah, WindFae is going to go straight to Kobo. James is on his way to burn vines.
Yeah, and this is the one thing that he hasn't done. That again, if you're gonna take the time to fight them all, another Azure Stole. It was dropped by a rat. So that's 2 Azure Stoles that James has found. Has he equipped either of them? All right.
Know.
Well, this Darien fight is going to be very, very fast.
Oh yeah, Darien is weak to Radiant. And over on James's side, you can see the Jin Inferno glitch in full display. It's rare that you get to see it in action on a long room like that.
Yep. Nothing behind Kobo. So we're gonna see right of library here. Here it comes. Now with no elevator keycard, it'll be interesting to see if WindFae pops up to get what she can get in the elevator, the elevator-less Varney's Tower, or if she just goes and says, you know what, I got the lasers. No tablet yet. So lab maybe not, but maybe going over to military hangar.
Yeah, there's only 3 items she can get to in left Varney's Tower without the elevator key card. So yeah, I think I agree with her. No card, don't get those 3. Because it's the C card door, the vent secret, and the Timespinner spot.
Oh, and going into the Gyre, I was wondering if this was going to be an early play or a last location.
I was about to comment on the same thing, but she went straight in. This is a spot that requires the Timespinner wheel, and very frequently we find runners not having it when we get through the laser gates thanks to the prison break checks. So
yep. We'll see if it pays off. Just a max aura up in the first one. James is learning that fire is a waste of time.
This is a pretty forgiving Gyre so far.
Yeah, so far, no nether shades. Well, there's a poison trap. You had to say something.
There's a Rishia. One more room to clear.
Yeah, and these have been relatively easy rooms. They could have been a lot worse.
Indeed.
All right, where's James headed? Heading...
Nothing to the Gyre.
To the Caves of Banishment?
What?
Never. Oh, yeah, okay. So he's going back to the refugee camp. Or not the refugee camp. He's going back to Lake Serene.
Did he never fight? No, he fought it, right? What's he going for here?
I don't think he got the vertical chest here.
Oh, you're right. Trap.
There's our Infernal Flames plus. Not overly relevant with our possession of Jin Inferno.
Yeah. I think that finishes off the pass for James.
Yep. And James heads into the library. Again, we're going to see probably here if that elevator keycard is relevant.
Yeah, because if we see, say, a tablet or the spindle in the tower...
Yeah.
That could be...
WindFae is really kind of cutting it close here. Kind of, I guess, in the clear at this point.
Yep. More or less. And she's going to...
Being a little bit safe. But yeah, James heading into Kobo. We already know there's really nothing here.
Yeah.
But it's the play. Like, you're there, you might as well do it. Your damage is incredible. WindFae making the lab without tablet play. Maybe looking for that elevator keycard, or maybe a tablet inside the lab itself.
Regular nether orb. Not too bad of an orb, but would have been better earlier.
Yeah, for sure. Economizer ring. Okay. Kind of the opposite of what WindFae's been doing with that Tailwind ring.
And we've got James about to enter the tower here.
Yeah, we'll see if he runs past it or...
Oh, late Talon's Bangle. Oh my gosh.
In the lab. Okay. That is an out for WindFae for sure, as James heads down into the Siren Caves before heading up into the tower.
I completely forgot about the Siren Caves, Jack. That makes the elevator keycard so much better.
Yeah, the elevator keycard, that's what I was saying. There's a whole bunch of checks here that that James has access to that are not available to WindFae until she decides to do the pyramid. There's a gear in Siren Caves, so that's big. Where's the spindle? This is the race. Where's the spindle?
Yep, this may come down to how long does it take WindFae to do the pyramid, because if she does Emperor's Tower first, and there's nothing there, this could be tragedy.
This could be, yeah, I mean, this could be the race right here. Like, if the spindle is easily accessible by James right now, which...
who knows? Yeah,
who knows? Like, James would have to do tower, and it would be like a waste of time doing the tower, whereas WindFae gets the elevator key card, goes to Siren's Caves, and doesn't do the tower. That's kind of what we're looking at here.
And WindFae is going to do Merchant Crow. They got that Merchant Crow a long time ago.
Yep. And just lots and lots of damage to put out here on Nightmare. Weak to Radiant. And we'll see if James... Yeah, James is going up the left side of the tower. So we'll see.
There's the spindle.
Ravenlord. Okay.
All right. So
here we go.
So WindFae needs to fade Emperor's Tower, go to the pyramid, hoping the last piece is in the pyramid, which is a very common line of thought. Find the elevator key card and then go use it. Yeah.
So we know the tower is nothing.
Yep.
So we know the tower is nothing. He did just pick up an Eternal Coat there, but like that was not the issue. This was not something that was relevant to our runners. Damage has been easy to come by here. That was a V key card. We don't have a tablet.
Yep, no value there. And
she's going to the pyramid. All right.
This is still a race.
This is a race for sure. It's really because WindFae is going to have to decide to do Siren Caves before doing doing Varney's Tower. And frankly, James is going to have to not fade Ravenlord. That's certainly a thing that is reasonable to do.
Yep, and there's Bleak Ring, which is going to probably make WindFae happy. Well, hopefully. Well, we'll see if that makes her happier than Tailwind Ring.
Yeah, okay, so there went Varney, just a Dusk Ring there.
Nothing useful. Safe's coming out.
And we still have a little bit left in the tower. No A card, so there's no access to Spider Hell here for James. But again, we know that doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's a fair point. That A card is bait.
That A card is such bait.
Let's see how WindFae handles Regret. James finally finding that Blood Plus Orb.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for it the whole seed.
So some serious nice to have. Did WindFae grab? I don't think WindFae grabbed the save at the bottom of the pit.
I think she decided that because she has the elevator key card, she needs to leave normally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's really not that.
It might be a few seconds difference, but we'll see if that matters. Yeah. Oh, and she's going to do this route. Okay.
Yeah, doing this route to get into the pyramid. I'm not sure which one is really faster.
Hard to say.
Maybe with all these little stops. James is going into the gyre. That's something that he did not need to do.
Yep.
This is a very tight race.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be tough to see who's actually ahead here. Because we know that this gyre is friendly, but it's still going to be time-consuming. As WindFae is going to come up here on the last check of the pyramid, and then this is going to be basically, where does WindFae decide to go now?
Zarian Cave.
Oh, that is not good for WindFae. So this is a big, big advantage for James. James is basically going to have to rush lab.
Yeah, because
I mean it was in lab. The A card was, but the spindle was behind Ravenlord. I think WindFae's real only shot here is James fading Ravenlord.
Yep, he has to fade Ravenlord, or yeah, I don't even know.
And WindFae is going to have to immediately go to Siren Caves over the tower with that elevator keycard. That's another thing that's, I wouldn't say very typical to do. So there's some stuff that WindFae is going to have to do.
Yep.
That is a little bit atypical in order for her to, I think, have a chance at this one. And the tablet, that is more bait. That's
bait
just
behind bait. Oh my, yeah, this is wow. There are a lot of decisions, because now also Emperor's Tower might even be more check dense than the Siren Caves. There are going to be a lot of decisions here.
Tablet being there is pretty crushing, honestly. I think that is a valid reason to go back to the lab. She did not have that. She did not get that V card, which we know is in Varney's Tower. So she won't be going back to. Well, she probably will still go back to the library. That tablet is going to be a gigantic time sink for hers. No, I still think that this is pretty much James's race to lose at this point. WindFae is going to have to do something very weird in order to come out ahead on this one and force the double header.
Yeah, and so with that, we're going to switch back to James's audio as he goes through the lab here.
Oh, did I see water down here? Oh, there's a succubus hairpin. I didn't see water. Okay. I was going to say this is going to be even worse for WindFae if this ends up being flooded. Yeah, James is going to pick up his spindle pretty quickly here, and then that'll be go mode. Again, WindFae's going to have to kill Zarian and immediately go to Sirens in order for this to be something that she has a chance to win.
The only other way James might, and it doesn't look like he's going to, is he had decided, I had just found the A key card, I'd rather go check Zarian Caves before I turn off the lab.
Yeah, that would be an unhinged call, in my opinion.
And it's something I would do. And that's how I lose races.
Alright, WindFae taking out Prince Nuvius at Zarian. Nothing. Alright, where are you going, WindFae? Going to library to get the tablet checks.
Tablet checks, yep.
And and buy warp card.
Yep, she's out.
Yeah, so James is going to be on his way to that spindle and then to the pyramid. Again, unless for some reason he decides that he doesn't want to do Ravenlord right now. I mean, the Merchant Crow was grabbed very early. All right, James saved there, so that says to me that he's actually going to go to Ravenlord. So this will be...
WindFae is heading to the right place.
Yeah, is going into Siren Caves. Oh my goodness. The thing is, this fight is not going to take very long. And Siren Caves, where was the gear?
It's the hook.
Oh my goodness. So
this is going to come down to
right
boss.
Here.
This is going to be boss execution.
Getting the spindle, cannot warp out, has to kill Genza.
This is so extremely close, because here it is.
Yeah, here it is. WindFae is actually in the lead specifically because James... Oh no!
Oh no! James got the bug.
It doesn't matter. He's going to be able to... Oh, maybe not.
Does he remember he has Jin Inferno?
Jin Inferno would be able to do it. Yeah, so not too much time lost there. Yeah, James is going to head up here. WindFae is going to be killing Azure Queen at Sandman. I don't think that it's going to be relevant, that time spent behind that door. But it is going to be very close.
Yep, and James is going to enter the boss 20 seconds behind WindFae.
Yeah, and this is Jin Inferno Ravenlord. This is going to be over before it starts, really. And yeah, I think that Bleak Ring that James has on is actually going to be higher damage per second than what WindFae's seeing here, but it's over. That is time.
Yep.
That is 46:57. I'm sorry, 46:35 for WindFae. And we are going to get a double header.
Let's get them in the booth here for commentary on round one before we get to that.
Yes, for sure.
WindFae, hello. We should have James here just shortly if you want to wait for him. But how are you feeling right now?
I completely forgot I had Oculus and Water Mask while I was going through the lake in the past. So I felt horrible for about 90% of that run.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of routing divergence, and just both of you actually forgot the same breakable wall.
Yeah, so both of you forgot you had Oculus for a while. James did realize first, but not that much before you remembered you had it.
I even remember saying out loud, like, oh, cool. Guess this isn't an I Spy run anymore. And just completely forgot immediately. Wow. I just gotta do that one more time.
I'm going to ask James if he wants in for a brief chat before round 3, but we have a rubber match on our hands.
I know, match 3 of me versus James.
James walled himself against Varney. He got stuck behind the door in the Varney fight. Oh, shit. I don't know if it would have mattered by 22 seconds, but it mattered a little bit. It would have been pretty darn close.
Yeah, there were. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was using Tailwind for most of that, and it felt really great.
Yeah, it was a lot of damage up front for sure. The issues came when you ran out of aura and the thing hadn't died yet.
Mm-hmm. Azure was a little bit of like, okay, I gotta use that IOR by having my backup real quick.
Yep. And
but I felt I melted some bosses.
Yep, and using the Tailwind did mean that you weren't able to use Jin Inferno as much.
Yeah. I'm really happy that I remembered I had Jin's right as I saw Raven Lord. I was like, oh yeah, I've got this. I've got the big meatball. And it's plus.
All right, it does look like James is just moving on to round 3. And so the race room is available for you to join. And Urza, I believe you wanted to roll this seed. I rolled the last one.
Yep, I've got it already going. I just need to do a quick double check of something. Make sure we haven't... I know it's very unlikely, but I always like to make sure that the seed I've rolled isn't in our practice rooms somewhere.
Yeah.
Chances of that are pretty low, but I have thought about that before. Just like, what if?
Yep. So. Do we need to change anything? No, it doesn't look like it.
I'll probably just have to sit out. We'll have to just join the Discord in a different way, almost.
Something like that. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and
I'm gonna kick myself out of here.
Yeah, if you want to hop out of the commentary booth, we'll get ourselves set up for the next race here.
Cool. See you in 30 to 60.
Yep. And we're going to make sure to give our runners a chance for any sort of break. And kind of just as we are get everything set up for our next round here. Yeah, so confirmed at least one of our runners would like to take at least a short break to use the bathroom, get themselves refreshed, ready for the next round here. And I'm going to go ahead and share with them our new seed for when they get back. So, repeating the what we did at the beginning here. So now James and WindFae are in the same spot. This is the final match of the tournament. James just had a loss, but has a chance to redeem himself immediately, which is wonderful. Kind of a double-edged sword of a feeling. You've just come off a loss, but now you've got this vigor. Like, okay, I'm refreshed. I remember how to play this game. I'm not going to forget Oculus this time. I'm not going to forget the water mask this time. I'm going to do everything better this time. And meanwhile, WindFae is got the adrenaline of a win, which is going to give her something to be like, okay, I've got a chance. I managed to beat him. The grudge is settled, and now they're on kind of even footing from different directions.
Right, yeah. There's the main thing here is seed bleed, right?
Yep.
You're playing 2 seeds back to back in a high pressure situation, and seed bleed is real. Second seed syndrome is real. How are our runners going to cope with? I mean, if they don't get Oculus Ring, how many times are they going to try and break open a wall they can't get to? How many times are they going to hit up and left bumper to try and Celestial Sash up, but they don't have Celestial Sash? Like, there's a lot going on here. Which orbs are pluses, which orbs are minuses, which ones do you like, which ones don't you like?
How many walls are they going to try to check?
Yeah.
Because what if we don't get another early Oculus? Yeah,
right.
That is one of the big challenges, and it's something I practiced last year, actually. I spent probably 2 days just trying to do doubleheader seeds immediately after each other so that I would have a practice, and it still was hard to separate them. So we'll see. I'm expecting both of them will have at least one moment where they do that, and hopefully they don't feel bad about it.
Right, yeah. I mean, the main thing is the movement tech. You spend a good chunk of time with certain movement tech. This time the Celestial Sash was something that they both had for a while. You spend so much time with that muscle memory in a high-pressure situation, spending, 30 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, knowing that you can hit up and L to get that vertical boost. And then you're maybe going to take some hits because you think you can do it, but you can't. So it's gonna be really interesting to see if we see some more damage being taken, if we see if we see weird movement tech, if we see weird routing, somebody thinking, oh yeah, I can get up there, I have the Celestial Sash. They don't have the Celestial Sash. Second seed syndrome and making yourself immune to it is a skill in itself. So it is gonna be very, very interesting to see if that is a factor here. All right, so our runners are readying up for the final
Very
match
final
of Timespinner Randomizer SGL 2024. Whew, this is gonna be great.
This has been a hell of a tournament. It's been great to be a part of it. It's been great to watch. Every single match has been an experience. From 20-minute seeds to spindle hunts, this has been fantastic.
Yeah, there's been all kinds. There was, I mean, obviously the controversy behind the Oculus Ring. So far, I think it has been pretty all right. I mean, we've had a 17-minute seed here in this tournament. We had a couple sub 30s. The fear that it was going to cause long, dragged out races just hasn't come to fruition, which I think we're all very glad about. Just keep in mind that this is what happens when you vote for a meme, and then enough people vote for a meme that it becomes the thing that wins. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe this will be over before it starts and we get a faster than the 17.5-minute seed that we had early in this tournament.
Yeah, because that seed only went to the time it did because of struggles killing the final boss at low levels. Whereas I think both of these runners would be able to handle that very easily. I haven't even mentioned the fact that both of these players are speedrunners of the base game. They are on top 5 of the leaderboards that they're in.
Yeah, they're very fast, very good at execution. They know how to move around this game. Very, very adept at being able to jump over enemies, get the perfect height for ledge grabs. Just movement tech that comes with repetitions, right? It comes from doing it a lot. So very high level of execution here that is awesome to watch. And I can't wait to see more of it here. And maybe we get another close race. That go mode being something that is in an inescapable lab proved to be the difference this time. Let's see if there's another oddball reason that one of these runners wins over the other this time.
Yeah, so actually I had intended to ask in the moment, can you warp out of Ravenlord if you stay in Ravenlord?
You
and
cannot.
Don't go back to... Okay. I couldn't remember if that was the case. So, timer's gate is dropped, and here we go.
Here we go. And what do we got to start this time? Ice Orb normal. Love this.
Not a bad orb.
Not a terrible orb for an inverted start. Being able to attack downwards is an underrated vector of attack here. Crimson Vortex Plus is a nice thing to find early.
Yeah. James showing off immediately that he knows the Ice Orb tech. If you crouch while you are using the Ice Orb, your Ice Orbs will be more bunched together and can do more consistent targeted damage.
Yeah, and that's especially valid with the spell version of Ice, the Frozen Spires.
Oh, yes.
Warp Shard from Nell. All right. Well, here we go. Another early Warp Shard. We'll see if our runners remember that they have it.
It's a wonderful
nothing so exciting. WindFae just snap equipping that filigree clasp. We saw Tonberry James get those Azure Stoles off of Rat Drops earlier. We'll see if WindFaeMaiden's little boost of luck there is going to help her get any lucky drops.
Oh, yeah. No, I love the filigree clasp early. That chance of getting a piece of loot that your opponent doesn't have, absolutely wonderful.
I mean, it could be as much as getting mind refreshes or ethers that your opponent doesn't have. If you're stuck on single jump light wall, could be a real difference maker.
Yep. WindFae showing off another feature of the Ice Orb. Static damage. Just leaving an Ice Orb as a trap for an enemy that's chasing you to run into, get some random experience on the way, might give you a level over the course of the run, might be the difference.
Right, especially early when experience, you don't need a ton of experience in order to gain that first level. Reminder that we start in the past, and that is not something that you're really supposed to do. So by definition, you are under leveled at the start of every one of these tournament seeds.
Indeed.
And so WindFae's trying to get some experience here.
James faded the note there. The letter.
No, he's going to backtrack. No, he's not. I thought he was going to do the thing where you grab... It's just a Mind Refresh Ultra. I thought he was going to do the thing where you grab this portal and run down to the upper Maw Cage, but he didn't even do that. So
right, because he doesn't have
nothing, so it doesn't matter. But,
yeah, so this is an example of that two double-header nerves, forgetting things, perhaps, but we won't find out until later. I think that might give him the nudge he needs to be like, oh wait, that was my first letter? That doesn't usually happen here.
Yeah, if I was him, I would probably route it in with like Waterfall, Bat Ledge, stuff like that. I wouldn't sweat it right now. The likelihood that one check is really going to break a game this early, unless it's something like the Celestial Sash, or your only available vertical, it's just not very likely. So if he even remembers that he didn't get it, I would probably have waited until you're ready to go check that area for a different reason.
Yep, and if it does in fact end up being the thing he needs, he'll find that out pretty dang fast.
Yep. James opting to not. Okay, so he is going to kill it on the other side of. Never mind.
He's going to see if he can do it, and otherwise.
Yeah. He's going to see how much damage. Oh, there's fire early, and another warp shard.
Several early warp shards is very nice. We'll see if they remember they had them.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't even register that they have a warp shard until they've bought them from the Merchant Crow. These drops or these finds of the warp shards are very helpful for routing purposes. You don't have to decide whether you want to save and quit out of that captain's cap. Yep. It's not progression, but it's nice to have. You just warp shard out of it, and it's fine.
Yep. Picking up a plasma geyser here. Also, with the commonly accepted routing that has come up this year of go left, grab the warp for the lake, and then go to the right, it turns on any early warp shards you might get because you can't use a warp shard until you've warped at least once.
Wasn't the gas mask there last seed?
No, because this was flooded last seed.
Oh, you're right. It was flooded last seed.
Yep.
There's first pink. Yeah, I missed that on James's side.
Yep.
We'll see what else is here in the
loop.
In the castle loop that James is going to pick up. This is our first opportunity to try for a breakable wall that they don't have access to break yet. Succubus hairpin. Big Oculus, never mind. And also that tells us that Eye Orb is plus. That is gigantic.
That is huge. As mentioned with the orb swapping, when they find Eye Orb, that's going to be a lot of damage. And Colossal Hammer is regular, but that's still a pretty good spell.
It's not a bad spell.
This time it's a good spell. This time I can say Colossal Hammer and not just stop myself because I just picked up Jin Inferno Plus.
Yeah. I mean, Crimson Vortex is good. It has its uses. It has its downfalls. Colossal Hammer is a room clearer, especially like later if they don't find anything better and they're stuck doing the gyre again and the gyre isn't as friendly. The hammer has an upward aspect to its attack. It sticks around longer than you think and is dealing damage longer than you would think it is.
And yeah, that upward is pretty important too if they end up having to do either of the two Spider Hells. Early Tablet below the twins.
Just taking all the drama out of some of this mid-game stuff that our runners are going to have to do.
I was about to say James did not remember he has a warp shard, but he doesn't need to because he's got double.
Well, that's the temporal gyre entrance, so they are going to have to go through the whole pyramid at some point.
But so far, they're pretty lockstep here. Maybe 10, 20-second difference.
Yeah, probably around that. See what is in our pink room. And the thing is, with what our runners are doing now, is they're kind of doing the same thing because it's... I mean, they technically could go to Lake Serene. They have fire, security keycard B in pink. Another Mind Refresh Ultra. I mean, when your best damage is a spell, all these Mind Refreshes and Mind Refresh Ultras, they're relevant.
Yep. And here we see both of these runners are choosing not to fight the Golden Idol spot because even though they don't know what it is.
Right. Yeah. So the advantage that you can have in boss randomization is that if you run into the twins Golden Idol fight later, what you can do is there's like a couple frames where you can see what it is, and you're fading it because you're looking for some sort of sign that you shouldn't do it.
Yep. Did James check his map to know that was... Oh, you know what? He probably doesn't... Double jump can only get him one check over there.
Yeah. He's getting warp shards and leaving. JK, he's not getting warp shards and leaving. You have to do this. Yeah. You have to go over and jump up this way. And WindFae is doing the same thing. At least getting warp shards here, and you're kind of seeing the downside of Crimson Vortex. You run faster than Crimson Vortex, so it kind of goes off screen very quickly. WindFae gonna at least get this. We'll see how far up Ilana's tower she goes. It looks like James is gonna at least get this one check here and warp shard out of it.
Yep, so this is the check that James didn't get, that WindFae's getting. It is gun minus. Alright, nothing terribly important.
Yeah, so we have the two at the top here. And I guess, yeah, he can make it all the way to Ilana. Gets a Midnight Cloak. It's not terrible.
Yep, one faded check in the form of the Struggle Juggle, which needs either Sash, Light Wall, or Time Stop to get to.
Yeah, WindFae equipping those Nymph hairbands. They're rare drops, and Warp Sharding out, not going up the tower. So we'll see if there's anything in this chest and the 2 checks that are just past Ilana. We have some sunglasses.
Yep. I kind of like WindFae's choice here because just double jump doesn't get you everything in the tower. You've got fire, you've got double jump, so you can do stuff over here. Ilana at Cantorin.
Yeah, Ilana at Cantorin. There's the A card. Not overly relevant now, but could be later. We have a Pyro ring here, so WindFae will be burning some vines. We have an Oculus ring and double jump, so there's no abandoned checks here for once in this tournament.
Yep, so we've got good density here as compared, and you can see Tonberry James, even with Ice Orb, which is something Maw is weak against, this is taking a while. It is
taking a pretty long time here, not something that James wants to see, and this is another reason why people have been trying to kind of avoid.
Oh!
Wow!
Worth
the
it.
Celestial Sash. What a find!
And
my
now he's gonna
goodness!
Go back down, grab that check. I was literally just saying you need the Sash to get.
There you go. That is an incredible find for James.
WindFae is very happy right now.
Oh, yep. WindFae got that Wind Orb plus. Switching to Colossal Hammer to get that sharp, blunt combination. WindFae's desperately going to need to find Light Wall somewhere, or else I think she might fade that Celestial Sash for a last location sort of thing.
Yeah, might wait until she has Light Wall or Time Stop, and that would be a tragedy.
Yep.
I'm saying tragedy. Wow.
Tragedy.
Tragedy. The return of the dog. I didn't know the dog was weak to blood.
Yep.
Checking the map there.
Looks
Looks
like
like
it is Ilana at Cantorin.
Yep.
Is WindFae just gonna go do Maw Caves here? Like I don't hate this at all.
Yeah, she just checked her map, so I'm pretty sure it's not flooded.
Yeah. Does not have a pendulum, so is gonna have to be a little bit careful here. As James clears out these chests. We'll see if James beelines it to Maw Caves as well. That Celestial Sash is going to show, like, if you can see the movement speed that James is going to have through this area versus what, well, as long as you don't miss chests, the movement speed that James is going to have over the movement speed WindFae had during this very same area. This is a huge, huge advantage for James here.
Yeah, he will be picking up fractions of seconds here and there any single time he needs to go up, and will probably close this gap pretty quick.
Yeah, and WindFae without that Celestial Sash, actually not losing a ton of time doing Maw Caves. Maw Caves is mostly falling and going horizontal.
Yep. Also, we're at 11.5 minutes with 0 time spinner pieces.
This could be anything. All right, we've got nothing of value. Aura Serpent Plus is a harbinger of Empire Plus, but we know I Plus is out there. I think that's the main, that's what our runners have their eye on.
Oh yeah.
And James ends up going up to the Azure Queen area instead of the Maw Cave, so there's another divergence. We'll see what happens.
He's got the warp.
Water Mask.
Ooh, that is interesting. So
that is very interesting.
We've got Sash on.
Really has had water in it, so like it's more of a waterfall check, more of a
the eels,
stuff like that. It's not access to an entire area, but it is multiple checks over the entirety of the map, so it's not a terrible find.
Not to mention it's
you
insurance. Vanilla Azure Queen. The water mask. The water mask is insurance for a flooded final boss.
That is true. We did see it in the match to set up this one. That water mask was actually part of Go mode. So there's the spindle behind Azure Queen. So that's our first piece of the time spinner.
That was a gear in the last match too.
It was. All right. So you have the gas mask. What are you thinking, WindFae? Is this too early? Is it too early? See, this climb right here, this is multiple seconds that James is going to be able to make up I say make up. I don't think he's behind at all. I actually think he's ahead. That's gonna be just multiple seconds that he's gonna be able to gain over WindFae by just Celestial Sashing up there.
Ooh, and a Bleak Ring.
Yeah, we have another boss that's weak to ice, but really not gonna be a very fast fight, unfortunately.
Yep, this boss is
something
an
I've
even...
noticed.
Go ahead. I was gonna say this boss, I believe, is an even higher level than Alana is, so it's gonna have a higher HP pool, gonna take even longer to kill.
Yeah, and the what I've noticed over the course of this tournament is we've been very blessed and very spoiled, I want to say, by plus orbs. And so I think what happens is runners kind of get to that mindset where like, well, I've got ice orb and like I'm fine. That is not necessarily the case. It's still time ticking up on that clock as James tries another upper Maw Caves and strikes out on that gamble for the second seed in a row.
Yep, WindFae is going to go do these water checks. But yeah, you mentioned that, and you actually could see WindFae pause during that fight and say, can I get my Wind Plus to help me out here? And she eventually decided, no, I can only use the Ice Orb here.
Yeah, and that was a lab coat at Bombardier, so that is a very huge upgrade on gear. Well, WindFae is going up, and looks like she's going to burn vines and do Azure Queen as James heads up back into the tower to get...
Probably, did he get the lower struggle? He did not.
Courtyard. Yeah, he didn't do this yet.
So this is another 4 checks for him.
Yeah, picked up that Bleak Ring, so that is pretty good for it's the speedrunner orb, right? So
scary to equip it while you've got 45 HP.
Well, it doesn't really upgrade until you've leveled it up. There's the light wall. Oh, so WindFae is gonna have to go to Alana's tower, and there is the Time Worn Warp Beacon, so probably not helpful. And looks like James is going. No, okay, I was gonna say. Not going to the pyramid on 45 HP in a dream.
He's gonna go
heading into Maw Caves. All right.
Oh, did he find? He found Empire. When did he find that?
I don't know. I guess it was maybe he just got it in lower Alana's tower.
Okay. WindFae taking advantage of that Wind Plus to defeat the statically located Azure Queen.
And
gets her
spindle. All right, so James is going to be going through this Maw Caves, finding the water mask, and that's about it.
WindFae gonna go check out Waterfall, it looks like. Nope, not yet.
Yeah,
so he's gonna check out this cave.
Getting Bat Ledge. There was the Bleak Ring, okay. And so...
She's burned vines, so she's more than happy to switch to that.
Yeah. James heading the rest of the way through. The water mask is going to be coming up here very shortly. Bat Ledge has nothing.
Nothing of value.
And WindFae will be getting upper caves with the water mask in tow.
Fair.
Okay, so apparently Empire was down here in upper caves, so that is going to be Empire Plus and everything that James did not quite get. If this is good, if anything underwater is good, I'm not sure that James will immediately do this. He did that last seed, so maybe he will. Maybe he will make that call to backtrack and get the rest of those underwater checks once he's through with this. The C card in that elevator, not a bad find.
Yep, and just before this, you could see WindFae utilizing some of the hammer tech. Generally, the default behavior for the hammer is that when you hit the ground, your movement is locked until you finish the animation. But if you use an attack while you are in midair, despite the animation, it won't stop you from moving when you hit the ground, and the hammer will persist in place in front of you.
All right, there's that Empire War Plus. It looks like James is also going to be fighting Ifrit at Maw. Has a little bit better... maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
There's the I+.
That was the I+.
Yep,
wow.
underwater.
So that is a big find. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, James got a lab coat, has that Empire Orb, was really doing just a ton of damage. Much faster fight there for James. So that's a significant amount of time. Again, gained over WindFae. Since they're doing such radically different things, it doesn't look like they're in really like a race right now. But just the things that James has been able to do with that Celestial Sash, much faster than WindFae, and it's all sort of starting to add up. Galaxy Earrings and Selwyn's Bangle in Waterfall right next to each other. That's pretty funny. Our experience points boosted. Yeah, and it does look like James is going to be doing the underwater stuff, so he'll be getting that IR plus. But nothing really else. Still at 19 minutes, one piece of the time spinner across both of our runners.
WindFae really does not want to do the tower and is going to go fight the Cantorin spot.
Yep. Doesn't want to do the tower on just Succubus Hairpin. Doesn't want to abandon the checks that you can't get, but little does she know, the vertical is in the tower.
Very good damage here, taking advantage of the fact that Alana is weak to the damage that Empire does, and doesn't even get an attack in the second half. And it's just
Blade minus.
Blade minus.
All right, what else is left to do? Yep, she's going. Yeah, I think this is last location for her.
Yep, absolutely is.
Totally wild then that either the wheel or the present warp is in the pyramid, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think so. Because where else is there even to go?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that neither of our runners have checked except for in the pyramid.
Because they've had double jumps, so they've been able to get to all of the vertical locked locations in the past, except
the
for
twins. The twins are also available because both of them faded that.
They both have faded the twins. Were either of them able to get the check above the dog in the lake?
No, they weren't. So James has access to that while WindFae does not right now.
We'll see if he works that into what he's doing. I didn't even know you could walk up there.
Yeah, no, it's a little platform. Oh, James got it. It was nothing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So James is going to get this, these underwater checks, and heads to the pyramid where it's either the wheel or the modern warp beacon.
Have to be down here.
Very interested to see which one it is. Again, or it could be at twins, and that would be torture, honestly.
Yeah, that would be an equalizer for this race.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that WindFae goes to twins and not the pyramid.
There. And
There's the wheel. That's the present access. James has the sash, so we'll stay and go ahead and complete the pyramid. Has to do it anyway, so he might as well do it now.
Yeah, might as well get his warp. This should go very, very fast.
Oh yeah, this is going to be way faster. Is WindFae doing auto fire?
I think, yep, it looks like she's doing the auto fire version of orb swapping, which is just have different orbs in all of your slots, and there's that sash for her.
Yep. All right, so now it is a where you going after WindFae gets struggle juggle. James looks like he thought about not getting regret chest for like a second.
He did. He was almost through that door, and he was like,
he thought
I'm here.
There's the modern warp beacon in Ilana's tower. James didn't grab that.
I was about to ask if James had remembered to go down and grab that. Okay. And there's a laser
access in regret chest.
With only 2 pieces of the time spinner gnome, that's a big deal.
Okay, did we see where the modern warp beacon took our runners? I guess
military hangar. It was military hangar. Yep.
Well,
and B card. That's a good spot.
B card. Yeah, that you have access to the library at this point. So, wow.
That's our equalizer right there.
I mean, yeah, they both have access to the present at this point. James has the advantage of having done the pyramid. Obviously, had that sash for a very, very long time. And he may also have the advantage, depending, again, on where that elevator keycard is, of first dipping some of the stuff that WindFae is doing right now.
WindFae,
Skipping
briefly, WindFae briefly forgetting she has Celestial Sash there.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep, especially in these early areas of the game, you forget you have it.
Aura Blast Plus is really good. I would be interested to see if they're going to change to that for specific bosses. As James is in the library, which is where WindFae is going.
Bombardment regular.
Bombardment normal. Nothing really so far. WindFae having that C key card, able to actually get this right side of the tower.
That was another laser access and the Empire Crown.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that's 2 laser accesses for James. 1 in Regret Chest and 1 in Library.
And now that he has present access, he may not ever go back to the past to grab that check out of Alana's tower. That may save him a fair bit of time. Or he'll see it and lose a bunch of time going to go get it. So that'll be interesting to see how that
the risk. Yeah, we can say, because that's going to save him so much time. But as soon as he goes and checks it, that's no longer saved time. And really, that kind of depends on what kind of seed we're looking at here. If it's like a slog seed where you're like, okay, what haven't I done? And you're opening your map and you're like, all right, well, time to go check all of this stuff. He might see Alana's tower and be like, oh, no, I got to go do that. Or he could say, well, if that's it, then GG, I lose.
Yep. Oh, and meanwhile, both of them have the 8 cards. I think they're both going to make their way over to the left side.
Yeah, like why not? I wouldn't blame them. They do have the means by which to kill things. Are you gonna do the downloads here with them?
Oh, well, they may have forgotten she has a tablet.
It seems like it. Was the laser access on a download, or was that in the backer room?
It's in backer room.
Okay.
Did James do the downloads?
Yeah, James did the downloads.
Oh, WindFae. Oh, the little icon showed up.
Yeah, it showed up a couple of times now. Just not registering, I guess.
Yep, she did register that Empire Crown, though.
Yeah.
Nothing behind Maw checks.
All right, and there's her first laser gate. So, well, nothing was behind the downloads. So, really no harm, no foul, but wow.
Next time she looks at her map, she's going to be like, wait, why are there things in the library? Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. All right, yeah, James is at least doing Skelly. Fade Skelly at your own risk.
Ooh.
Or not. Never mind, I was joking. Fade Skelly at your own risk. Oh, there's laser access. My goodness, Regret Chest could be gigantic here with that tablet in tow.
Oh, because James can't get... Oh, James doesn't have access to the right side. Because the military hangar...
He does not have access. That military hangar access through the beacon could actually matter.
Yeah, so I could be wrong. It could be like a D card in the lab, and therefore you do need to go back for that. Wow,
wow.
The implications of Unchained Keys here finally rearing.
Still not getting Skeleton. If Skeleton has D card and that costs, I mean...
Well, he's going to go to Zarian Caves with his A card, so...
Well, right. Did he do Skeleton, though?
No, he hasn't done Skeleton yet. But
yeah.
When he goes to do Zarian Caves, he'll get the Skeleton.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, he's had a couple opportunities to, I guess, go there.
He wants to get this warp.
Maybe he is just going to... Yeah, maybe he's just going to... He's already got it in his head that he's doing it, and he's just going to go... Yeah, okay, he's just going to go to Zarian Caves.
Sure enough.
Without that D card, I guess there's really not much else he can do. Oh my goodness.
Yep, until he remembers he's got that one spot.
Or the D card is here. That is...
Yep. There are so many implications of what could be happening here, and I love all of it. Yep, WindFae.
Maybe doing the same thing here.
Yeah, it looks like she's about to do basically the same line of go do these checks on the right and then come back.
Yep.
But that should have... Hold on, that should have been her third Laser, which one did she miss?
Regret chest.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
There's a lot of divergence here.
I'm just gonna say, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm gonna say that if D-Card is in Zarian Caves, I have no idea who's in the lead.
Jin plus.
Jin plus, big find there.
And the V card.
V card, all right. Zarian Caves, okay. Zarian Caves.
So D card could be in the V card checks, which would then, oh my god, yeah, it is impossible to know who's winning here.
Yeah. Honestly, the D card needs to be buried or something, because it looks like WindFae is also about to do Zarian Caves, and so she will find everything that James. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
and the V card might be her reminder that she has the tablet, and so she'll go do all of those checks.
Yeah.
And,
elevator key card.
And he still can't get over there.
Still can't get over there, but WindFae is going to pick that up.
Yep. Icicle ring. This is. The implications of this are wild. I think our runners are going to very much enjoy watching this VOD back.
Yeah, dear WindFae and James from the future. Oh my god. And a gear! What in the world? Zarian Caves! What are you doing?
Required Zarian Caves with the A card on the upper serene ledge.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, we're going to get a Zarian fight here from James. We'll see who's here. It's Ravenlord. No, this is good. They have I+. Ravenlord is weak to Inferno Plus and I+.
Yep, both are about equally... Jin Plus is probably more effective here, but...
I would say Jin Plus is more effective here.
With Bleak, though.
With Bleak, but like with the moving around, like the motion, like I get that you have the orb swap, but if like James missed a lot there, and it's just another orb plus, so he's got to find that present orb in Ilana's tower. Yeah, that's his progression. Once he registers it,
there it is.
He sees it.
He's going for it. He has the V card in the tablet. I'm surprised he's not going for that first.
That's actually a good call. That's actually a very good call. I think because he already got the rest of the library downloads. That's my assumption. So yeah, James is going to grab this and just, I think that will, we are now, it's kind of coalescing to a point where the regret chest check is really going to be the difference here in a big way.
Yep. He's realizing that was a present beacon and it's a military hangar.
Yep. Which way are you going?
Left.
Okay, it's going left. That's disappointing.
Is it though?
We could just be getting these and then going, but yeah, probably not.
Yep, he's gonna do the entire upper tower first.
Yeah.
Alright, where's WindFae gonna go? She is saving just in case she finds Kobo in the library.
Yeah, that's totally fair. No D card. The only card you don't have is D card. You gotta think James is feeling very behind right now, but the fact is he's ahead. Just by virtue of getting that sash so early.
Yep. And here's our V card checks. Nothing.
Some consumables.
So yeah, so WindFae is behind by the virtue of having not done the pyramid yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically fading pyramid here. James is going to get everything that WindFae is... James is already going to have everything that WindFae is about to get. And then WindFae on top of that is going to have to do the pyramid. So there is... I guess that's the main thing. It's the... I would say she is more behind these checks in tower plus the time it takes to do pyramid. And that just shows you how important the Celestial Sash is if you get it right.
Indeed.
And honestly, it comes at a gamble from James. Doing Ilana's tower without that vertical means that
nothing at Varney.
Nothing at Varney, just a Royal Ring, I think that was.
Yep.
He could have orphaned those checks if that sash wasn't there. So it was a gamble. I want to be very, very clear that that was absolutely a gamble on his part. Yeah, so Genza goes down, Genza at Varney. We see the Royal Ring.
Yep.
And just a little save and quit. A couple seconds faster. And we're going to get the rest of the tower here.
Yep, WindFae's already done a lot of this part of the tower. So she's got a few seconds to save here, but not that many. Like, she's probably going to go straight down to Siren Caves now.
I would say, yeah, if you're doing... This is a very popular way to go about it. While you're in the tower area, just go do Siren Caves. Yeah, so again, we're gonna have to see where James goes after this.
Good point from Waffle Soup in the chat as well. James having the wheel is gonna help his movement out too.
That's true. It helped him in Zarian Caves. You saw him; he was doing that kill the mushroom, time freeze, run through the mushroom cloud, and then move on. Yeah, okay, so James is going to do these Siren Caves, so any advantage that WindFae might have gotten here is not going to exist. WindFae really needing to do something that James isn't going to do, but looking at their trackers, I just don't think there's anything left.
So,
like, we're looking at maybe an Emperor's Tower versus...
The one thing I can think of here is because WindFae doesn't have the wheel, she might not do the Gyre, and James may. And if there's nothing in the Gyre, that gives WindFae maybe a few seconds.
Yeah,
but
I would say Gyre versus like Emperor's Tower.
Yep. Especially if the Gyre is not as forgiving as it was last seed. Nothing here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
WindFae does. Yeah. And WindFae doesn't have the lab, so she has to go do Pyramid now.
And she's going to get the wheel before she gets the third laser that would let her do the Gyre. So, still, I mean, regardless of whether you have regardless of whether you have the wheel or not, it's could do Gyre versus not do Gyre. But still, WindFae has to do the entire pyramid, and has decided apparently to just absolutely fade the pyramid at all it costs here. So,
yep, she wants to make sure she's cleared out the past, which is a discussion we had during the last seed. The players really like to clear all of these random checks in the past. Like, I would be... Oh! Which warp was that? Was that the Mysterious Warp Beacon?
No, that was the Time Worn.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I am not shocked that she went straight to the Bombardiers. Unfortunately, Jin Inferno does not scare the bombers here.
Yeah, having a bit of a struggle. Well, she's been on Trendy Jacket this whole time? My goodness. Hey, James went into the Gyre, so...
Yep, and he got one of those more annoying enemies.
Yeah, thankfully for James, the Eye Orb is very good at killing those Nightshades. You don't really have to aim it, you just kind of have to put them out there and just trust that the Nether Shade is going to run into it and kind of just like treat it like a buzzsaw. Oh gosh, alright, well, nothing so far. 2 of 3 checks in the Gyre. Let's see if this third one pays off.
Oh, WindFae's gonna go check the Golden Idol.
Yeah. This is nothing. Well, it could be a gear.
I'm gonna say, we don't know what this is yet.
We don't know what it is, but it's not going to be the progression. At best, it's going to be required, but not helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, it just seems to have absolutely made the call like, hey, I'm not doing Pyramid unless you make me.
Turns out.
Oh, James needs to stop time here to not die to those bombardiers there. Those are very dangerous. They do a lot of damage.
Oh, yes.
And it's just an ether. Yeah, not even a gear.
Yeah, I would posit that part of the reason why Time Stop is still a required item for that check, despite the ability to line up in the middle there, is just because of how much damage they do, especially if you get there at a low level.
Yeah, James is going to have to not run into this knight. Okay, there you go. Yeah. The thing that we're learning here is that, you know, if they're trying to go fast, every enemy here does just lots and lots of damage, and it picks up over time. You will take a lot more damage a lot more quickly than you think you would, as we have a flooded lab.
Flooded lab, and WindFae is finally doing the pyramid, and there's the wheel. So they're now at tracker parity, I believe. No, we still got to get that.
Yeah,
laser access.
Laser access. All right, heading into the lab with the tablet. I just, again, I don't really see.
Yeah, I don't think at this point there's, unless James flubs up having Bleak Ring and just
takes
it to a boss. Yeah. The only other thing I could think of is if James takes the standard route through the lab, and the gears are available without turning the lab off.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be a very, and then WindFae deciding to take that route would be very a fringe case.
Yeah, and even then, I just don't think that's enough time.
No. So James is gonna get through the lab pretty quick here in the purple water, and Merchant Crow here.
Merchant Crow, Shadow Seal. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we'll see if either of them switches to that, because there's always a fair bit of discussion of which one's better, Bleak or Shadow Seal.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how comfortable you are. If you have the time and the menuing capability to set up a Bleak Ring on one loadout, Shadow Seal on the next loadout, you can actually do Bleak Ring to the point where you take enough damage that the Shadow Seal is maxed out, and then switch over there. The thing is, with all these plus orbs, nothing really lives that long.
Yeah.
The advantage is really very dependent on what kind of damage you're doing with your actual orbs.
WindFae gonna go buy some warp shards, I believe, and then go into the lab.
Just used her last one, so yeah. And then we'll see if we get Gyre here. That's not the warp she wanted to go to.
Been there, done that.
Absolutely. We'll see if we get a gyre check. Yeah, well, I mean, we're trying to count the ways that this is still possible. Yeah. Okay. So James is switching to that Shadow Seal. Maybe permanently.
Who knows?
Hellgazers, those spiders, are a great way to build up Shadow Seal equity. They do a lot of damage, but it's very manageable. Like, you're not going to accidentally get hit by one of those spiders, right? So it's very much. Where are the gears? It's very much.
I was about to ask that same question.
It's very much a safe way to get to a comfortably low HP, without, being at risk of taking a death when you don't want to.
Yep. Yeah, no, we are getting some very late gears here. They have to be either Raven Lord at the very end of the lab, or Emperor's Tower, because we've gone everywhere else.
Yeah, he's trying to take damage here. It's not fast enough, honestly. 10% of your life total, or not? I'm sorry, it's 5% of your life total. I mean, I guess you get a little bit. You get a little bit there, but. Very few areas in this game are like, yeah, I can build up Shadow Seal quickly before I head into the boss. And honestly, spikes just aren't going to do it. Is that a gear? That is a gear. All right.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought that was, but he almost ran right past it.
I almost could see it myself.
Yeah, it's got a lot of glitter around it.
Oh, and pointed out that we did have a required regret this seed.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think at that point we knew it. They'd cleared out pretty much everything else.
True. But that is a definite confirmation with that gear there.
Yeah.
Oh, and here are the twins.
Here's the twins. Now, so James is going to see that it's like a teaser thing. The crazy thing, the only way that that laser gate in the pyramid wouldn't be required is if the like twins had D and gear and stash.
There had to have been. There would have had to have been 2 in Sash, and that's not possible.
Yeah. Maybe Kobo. It would be.
Oh, true. Gear and Kobo
and then there's a gear before and a gear after. I mean, that's like, yeah. I mean, these are just like crazy situations that could have played out. They just didn't play out.
Nope.
All right, checking Dad's bottom. Store my plus.
Are we gonna get a dad kill?
Nope.
No dad
There it
kill.
is.
There it is.
As they always say, Dad's
James-
bottom is money.
James took a second to realize he was go mode.
No, I think he was menu panicking.
Well, no, he went down the hole.
Yeah. I don't know what he was looking for. He did get an eternal code, I think, but I don't think he cares that much about that, honestly. All right, so James is in go mode, and really, it's hitting the spikes and then saving. Not the order you wanted, but you know. We got Cantor in at Sandman. This should be quick. Switching here.
Oh yeah, using the late wall to get a spot.
Yep. All right, and we are going to see Voltarillis. Voltarillis at Nightmare. So this is almost over. Lots of standing perfectly still and just eating damage from those eye orbs. And there we go. 45-23. Exclamation points in chat for James.
Yep, and almost immediate, pretty quick. Let's see.
All right, we are joined in the booth. James and WindFae are both with us. James, congratulations. You have won SGL 2024 Timespinner Randomizer. Very, very well done. How are you feeling right now?
I can't believe it.
You pulled it out.
Yep, this was a very interesting seed. Let's put it that way.
There was Flooded Lab.
Oh, yeah. Flooded Lab, it sucks.
That's no fun.
The main thing that was making this seed incredibly interesting was James, you climbing Alana's tower without any additional vertical but succubus hairpin, finding that celestial sash right when you needed it.
And then forgetting to grab the modern warp beacon.
Yeah.
And then forgetting to grab the modern warp beacon, which we were like, well, I guess he's going to go to the pyramid. You find the wheel, and I'm like, oh, there's our present access. And then WindFae goes up to Alana's tower and finds the modern warp beacon, and we're like, well, wait a second. And it ends up being military hangar.
Yeah.
So WindFae had access to the hangar. It was very, very wild. The D card is somewhere else. Nobody cares.
It must be in Emperor's Tower.
It has to be at this point.
Did you just do lab and like the last stuff was in lab?
The last stuff was actually in the long corridor of Dad's tower.
Okay.
Yeah,
the final gear was
behind.
there.
I was not
behind Ravenlord. Gear 3 was in bottom of Emperor's Tower.
I was really thinking of just going straight for the tower and like Ravenlord because I hate Flooded Lab so much.
Yeah,
but I don't think that would make a difference.
A good portion of the last 15 minutes or so of the seed, the two of you were doing the same things at the same time, but James had just done one or two things that you hadn't done yet, WindFae. For example, as mentioned, James did the pyramid very early, so he had that warp, and he had the wheel.
I saw Access at Regret, and I was like, you know what? This might be required. Very much so.
That was my last blazer, so I was like, well, this sucks.
I was already in the pyramid, so I just figured I have everything needed for Regret. I might as well just get Regret out of the way.
You almost didn't go.
Almost.
I saw you jump over the pit. You looked like you weren't going to go, and then you decided at the last second to get down there.
I should really get this done.
Yep.
I saved Pyramid for pretty much the last thing that I did. Like I said, that was my gate access, and from there I just went straight to lab. Because I had done pretty much everything else. Even went back and killed twins, because I didn't think I had seen them yet.
Nope. They turned out to be Genza, I think.
And
Yep,
yeah,
they were Genza. So I got to see the Ether drop, the high Ether.
Dang.
Yeah, WindFae, you actually were playing for just having Succubus Hairpin for so long. You were playing like smart. You weren't climbing that Alana's tower without being able to full clear it. It's just Light Wall and Celestial Sash were both there.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I should have done this sooner.
Yeah, the only, I guess, difference would have been if you had done the pyramid play earlier and struggle juggled the bottom of the not so struggle juggle to get that light wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a lot of James just was doing the right things, impeccable movement, had that wheel early because of the pyramid dip, had the sash. It was just blazing through some of the places that unfortunately you were without either of those things and were taking you a little bit longer, and it all kind of culminated into you were closer than you thought you were.
Yeah.
Because of how locked together those final two gears were. But yeah, that was kind of the run of the seed. It was a very, very nice race from both of you. It was a thrill to watch, especially with the double header. Just I want to thank you both for running in this tournament, because both of you have been awesome to watch this entire time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
WindFae, you are our runner-up.
GG.
It's not bad.
You are a runner-up. Like that's nothing to sneeze at. This tournament was an absolute gauntlet. You made it to the end of the winners bracket, and then went down. Had to wait for a while for who your opponent was going to be. Ended up being Waffle Soup. You kind of claim Waffle Soup as a rival. You were able to come out on top in that one in order to even get to this match. So just an incredibly well raced tournament by the both of you. I love that we had this second match, because I feel like it was the only real way that it should have ended.
Indeed. Having been in this position last year, it's a wild situation. We got to see, I think both of you had at least one situation where you either forgot you had an item because you didn't have it last seed, or you tried to use an item because you had it in the first seed. How was that for both of you?
It was something else.
I think for me, I had just like the worst seed I've ever had right before this, and so like for most of that first run, I was just like, yeah, I have nothing, because I just didn't have anything the run before that. But then the second run, I was like, okay, no, like I'm locked into like race mode now, finally, because the other one was like right at the start, and I was like, oh shoot.
The last seed was a warm-up for this.
Yep.
You should play it. It's awful. It quite literally is the worst seed I think I've ever ran.
Oh my.
Can't wait to check that one out.
Have fun with it.
All right, so thoughts on the tournament as a whole. We'll start with you, WindFae. How do you think this went? Just what were your thoughts on how this all played out? You watched a bunch of matches. You calmed on a bunch of matches. Just what were your thoughts on the tournament as a whole?
It felt like it almost ended a month ago, because that's when most of my races stopped. No, that's mostly a joke. But it was really great. Like, I have never been in the winners bracket for so long, so that was like really nice. And then just making it back up here again after such like a close race with Waffle was amazing. I was like, I did not expect me to be in second at all. So I'm just happy I'm here. Like, everyone was super fun to watch, super fun to race. Like, this has been a great year.
All right, James, what do you think about this tournament? We've done this 4 years now.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on this one?
the new introductions to the randomizer with the gate keys definitely adds more spice to it. It really does make or break some runs, I feel, if you have to go to the lab or not. And
Right,
just
yeah,
having
that
that lock
prison
the
break
key
flag.
items, it's a really good flag set.
Yeah, and we see entirely new strats of just like, oh, I don't want to fight bosses, being like a totally new thing. Whereas in past tournaments, you literally had to fight bosses. So
Yeah, you had to fight at least 3 bosses to get the lab. And not a lot of people wanted to do that.
well, this was a
It
very
definitely
fun
affected
tournament
my
to-
routing decision
yeah.
with this race. Because I didn't go visit Twins at all. I could have, I didn't.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of always interesting to see the strats that come forth after a couple rounds of a tournament. You kind of start to see things splinter up, routing decisions, strats that people do. We see the twins fade become the meta. We saw a few people opting for auto fire strats, which is a new thing that was not possible in previous tournaments that has been shown to be just incredible damage output if you have the right setup. So it's always interesting to see what new things the runners bring to the table every tournament. And I think that's why I really love this randomizer. There's a lot to do, and there's a lot of different ways to play it. So really, in my opinion, amazing tournament. It's been a blast. Urzo, I know you were in the tournament a little bit longer than I was on account of you beat me. Your thoughts as we wrap up this tournament here?
I had a blast. I think I just have to echo everyone's sentiments so far. This has been really great. I really love the fact that our community comes together to change the rules up every year. Like the fact that, for those of you who don't know, we have a dedicated a few dedicated channels for the Timespinner Randomizer and the Randomizer Tournament organization on the official Timespinner Discord, because Bodhi, the developer, loves the fact that this community has been so active and welcoming, and he's even a part of it. And every year we vote on which flag sets and which rules to use for the tournament. And so it's been really interesting taking part in this for the last 2 years and seeing that we're all willing to experiment, like trying out I Spy this year, trying out not having Quick Seed last year. It's been absolutely wonderful to see we're a group that's willing to experiment and have a blast with whatever that results as.
Yep, it's a very dynamic sort of wide open randomizer for those reasons. And there's something to be said about being a randomizer that doesn't have like de facto tournament flags that are guaranteed to be on. Like even the sacred Quick Seed was off last year. Like this, it's just such a fun randomizer to race. It's really anybody's race at any given time. And so this tournament, all the last tournaments, I can't say enough about how fun this randomizer is, and everybody should come join our Discord and play Timespinner Randomizer.
You can even play with other people.
Yeah,
With the Archipelago.
yeah,
It's got Archipelago support, so even more reason to play it.
Yeah, and
Indeed.
like a lot of and Archipelago has been a big deal. I guess now as at the end of the tournament is a good time to officially announce that we are working on a 2v2 Archipelago tournament that we're going to be doing here. So if you want in on that, join the Timespinner Rando Discord. It's going to be a blast. It'll be great. We'll come up with a really fun way to play 2v2, and that'll be using Archipelago. But yeah, I guess the last thing that needs to be said here is Wishlist Timespinner 2.
Wishlist Timespinner 2.
Wishlist Timespinner 2.
Go to Steam. Go to Steam and wishlist Timespinner 2. Yeah, absolutely. Go wishlist the sequel to this wonderful game. It's looking great. Lunar Ray Games does dev streams every other Tuesday. You can watch the progress there. It's looking amazing, and I can't wait to see the finished product. With that, I think that'll do it for us yet again. Congratulations, WindFae. Congratulations, Tonberry James. This was an amazing doubleheader. Couldn't have asked for anything better. and I really hope to see you all in all of our future stuff.
Of course. It's
Of
always
course.
a blast.
Okay, well, that's it for SGL 2024 Timespinner Randomizer. Thanks everybody who tuned in and hung out with us. Thanks to all the runners. Thanks to everybody who helped out with the setups, helped out with the administration. I was the administrator, but to say I did this all would be an absolute bold-faced lie. I had a lot of help behind the scenes. Shout outs to Batty Mass Index, our German restreamer and commentator, who was able to pick up a couple races here and there to restream for our German language friends. That's been so clutch. We're a
including
passionate
tonight.
community. Well, I'm sorry, what?
Including tonight.
Including tonight, yeah. We're a passionate community. We're not the biggest community, but we make up for it in just raw passion for this game and for this randomizer. Again, please come hang out. We're cool people. Hang out with us. Join our stuff. And without further ado, thanks everybody again. Shout outs to SGL for letting us do this. Shout outs to Lunar Ray Games for making Timespinner. Shout outs to Yarno for making the rando. T-Base and Mark Magis, and his name's Ben. I don't remember his full screen name, but people who have contributed to the randomizer, just really great stuff, and I can't thank them enough.
And thanks to you, Wef, for, as said, all the things you've done, and your contributions to the randomizer itself, damage randomization, a few other things that I'm sure I could think of if I spent more time.
Yeah, no, it takes a digital village, I guess. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for us. Again, congratulations to our runners tonight. Congratulations, James, on taking the crown this year, and we will see you all whenever we see you all next.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you again. You all take care.
Bye, everyone. Have a good one.
Wishlist Timespinner 2.
Wishlist times.
Wishlist it.